Yes, and I've been trying my hardest to to get that local coverage out there to let people be aware and let people know. And I've been getting shut down left and right. The only one that had a positive review about it was Chicago Tribune. They sent me to they had me send all the videos that I have and everything over there, and which was fun, and then I've been sending them to WGN, Fox 32, all of them. No, I've been trying to do it here locally.
Okay.
I've been, I'm the ambassador for the American Indian Association of Illinois.
Are you a Linowek?
Huh?
Are you a Linowek? Are you a Linowek?
What's that?
Which tribe are you?
Zuni.
Oh,
I'm a Zuni tribe.
Okay, may I see your sash?
Yes.
Illinois ambassador.
I got it.
Right on. Cool. I have relatives in Fargo, and you would think this gets talked about, but it's only really getting slugged out on Facebook, on social media.
Well, I mean, some of us, like my stepmom, she's been sending different coverages, different media, all kinds of different stuff, and Facebook actually blocked her from sending any more messages.
Wow.
Wow.
Having to do with the pipeline. Yes. And they said that's because she was sending too many messages. And here's the funny part about it. There's nothing in the policy saying you can't send too many messages.
No. Their policies need a little bit of work.
Right. So that's why I represent my tribe. That's why I had, on my outfit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And awesome. Thank you for your time.
No problem. No problem.
Okay. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah, I've been there. My mom's like, those are the two things she's done for her.
Yeah. Upwards of 30 years since we were in the same zip code. Or something.
A lot of water under the bridge in 30 years.
Ironically so. And now we're in the most surreal and ugly year I've been through, 2016.
Well, it's that, and it's also a year of great hope. I mean, the thing we always have to remember is that everything's a contradiction. So even though there are things like this that we're pissed off about, we also are filled with love about a lot of things that
And
the
I'm
world
really
we want to
hopeful.
build is actually powered by feelings of love and generosity. So we have to balance being pissed off, and the same is true, incidentally, of the surrealness of the political moment. But how about Black Lives Matter? How about the transgender movement, which we didn't see coming
Anywhere.
And
I mean,
there
so
it is.
the younger
Now-
kids are just so much braver than us.
and they're much better than we ever were, and they're so smart and so comprehensive. So I'm filled with hope, even though I also feel anguish. I try to go to bed every night, critical of what I didn't do, happy about what I did do, and committed to the next steps.
Okay, well, speaking of next steps, what are your next steps?
Well, my next steps, among other things, I'm going to be on a book tour with this book here, Command the Impossible. Yeah, and
Well, get down with your bad self.
and that just came out, and that's like a manifesto for movement building. And part of my next steps, I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling to campuses.
So this is like a textbook for community
It
organizers.
is a very small pamphlet for community organizing. It's only 200 pages, but it really names the issues and tries to reframe them. And I think that's part of movement building. Part of movement building isn't just saying what we're against, it's positing what we're fighting for. And I'm fighting for a world of peace and joy and balance and sharing, those are things I believe in. So
Yeah.
this is all part of it. Save the earth.
That's won so easily, it's not a struggle that you're going to appreciate. So I'm
going to enjoy this one immensely when I'm 100. I'm going to.
Well, I feel like 100 now.
Okay.
Mark, you look great.
No,
Yes, you do.
my body is broke up. I'm telling you, I'm so. Oh man.
I
So,
did 26, 27,
28.
8 years in prison.
28 of them.
Wow.
Wrongfully convicted, urged torture victim, but an activist in his bones. Never
Well,
stopped.
I try
Never
to.
stopped.
Were you you were innocent, right?
Oh, yes.
And you did 28 years on a lie.
Not on death row. I was a kid. I was sentenced to natural life. 4 natural lives, and basically sent to prison to die. So
Did you do any time in solitary?
Yes, I did. I did about maybe all in total about 4.5 years, but not all at once. I was a bad boy, but a good one. Right. So let's keep it real.
But yeah, because I briefly spoke. You know the hurricane, right?
Yeah, Hurricane Carter. I had the opportunity of meeting him about 8 or 9 different times. Yes.
Yeah, and there are parts of him are just never gonna be fixed because he spends so much time in solitary.
Well, it's due to the fact that when people get out of prisons, they come out with post-traumatic stress disorders, and the bottom line of it is, it's not that they can't get it treated, it's just they don't recognize it.
Or don't want to admit they have it. I have a friend.
Well, they don't recognize it because let me tell you, prisoners are stubborn people. So by being stubborn people, many people will take my actions and they'll take it out of context, and they'll be, what does this society do now? They say, oh, let's go get an order of protection. Don't you see how he act towards? So this society has changed, and it's changed in ways that really technically don't make great common sense because it does not afford communication with, I'm different. I tell people a lot of times, when I go talk to the city councils, I tell them, okay, I ain't got no teeth, I'm a snag or two, blah, blah, blah.
Like
blah.
my daddy,
Right.
I'm not mad at you.
Right. So I think that all of the flaws I throw out before them so they can never use them. In other words,
That's so smart.
all of us are going through some hell. And the whole bottom line of it is this. Once you do any type of prison time, you just suffer. What's going on, Cinderella? Right, sure. You need some help? Come on. See, this is what they use me for in the accident. I'm a step ladder,
Yes,
I'm a kicker, and everything else. But I just think that it's a lot of people walking amongst us that has post-traumatic stress disorders that's not being treated out of our. We'll presume that the state of Illinois, which is the prison systems, will never tell the truth about the true conditions that are being employed upon individuals. And I never realized that I had it until I was going through a divorce. So you learn upon stress being incorporated with this.
Right.
And then once you learn about this type of stuff, they just don't provide you with the appropriate type of services.
They don't. There's mental health care is a joke.
It's true for vets as well. You could say everything you said could be true for anybody who's gone to fight for the United States too.
Oh, yes, in the
Come back
military.
into this
Agent
world,
Orange
it's
was
like-
something they ignored.
I know, but it's like coming back from another world, like from prison,
Right, a
when you
whole
land
different world.
back here,
Whole
you know.
different world.
And marriage and relationships and all kinds of things don't
Okay.
fit with what you've just experienced.
And I don't want to lose your name. What's your name again?
Mark Clements. Well, all they got to do is see this ugly face, and they gonna say, "Uh-oh." Right.
How you
But
doing?
The key of the whole matter of it is, in a whole nutshell, is this, sister. We got to figure out how we can dialogue through communication. That's why all the kids out here killing. No communication.
That and all the guns from Indiana.
Well, that's part of the problem, but I think that a lot of the kids would put it down if there was communication. The key
Yeah.
of it is we don't know how to communicate with them. I was among them and don't know how to communicate with them. So time passed me on. And in time passing me on, I do try to communicate with the young kids. The key of it is I just think that, man, I don't know if it's going to require a barbecue, a R. Kelly concert, or something to bring everybody together and then lay it on them.
Yeah.
But some way they're going to have to be able to get all the people into one arena and lay it on them. It's awful what's going on in the city of Chicago right now, with all the violence. But I really think all that stuff was staged that way because as being a kid, I still recall when the police would slide to street gang members, the guns and the drugs, and now that stuff has now enhanced Now they ain't getting the little drugs, they getting the big drugs. And now they ain't getting the little guns, they getting the big guns. See, so all the people they out targeting is senior citizens who retired and left that stuff alone. And they still want to mess with these individuals. And this is a kid thing. You know, so until we stop that, we're going to suffer.
That's
Thank
true.
you, sister.
Thank you. I think I may follow him for a while. Rock. We stand with Standing 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 Rock.